Okay, so I'm at Starbucks, and this is probably somewhat annoying for the people who are sitting around me, but it's a nice day outside. I'm in West Hollywood. I live in California. As you know, we've been having this struggle with trying to get gay rights constitutionally addressed, and that fight on the forefront of America has been here in California, a state I'm proud to live in, one of the freest states in the nation, where we have a ban on offshore drilling, and we try to somewhat deal with pollution by regulating car emissions, and just several other programs that could serve as a model for how government and people can work together to serve our greater purpose. So I'm glad to be here today. There was a stay put on the marriages to be performed, so people can't quite go and get married yet. But by forcing this to go to the top court and get addressed, it's going to be the telltale sign of what America we live in. If it goes all the way to the Supreme Court and it's turned down, then we don't live in the America that we thought we lived in, because freedom means freedom, period. And it's not a choice of you deciding who gets rights and who doesn't. It's rights for all. That's what America's about. So if the top court says anything other than that, then that's something to be feared. So I'm getting ready to go on a trip overseas, and got my passport. For all of you back home who haven't seen me in 20 years, I pulled the Rip Van Winkle, and you guys think that I died. It's me. I just made this video just to show you how I'm doing. I'm old now, and I've been out here in an adventure. I didn't choose to stay in our little town. I decided to go out into the world. See what was out there. It's taken a lot of strength to be a hated person. Look at my stance in the social strata. I don't know my mother, my father. I'm mixed. I'm not trying to get sympathy. I'm just keeping it real. I'm gonna give you my credentials right now, my everyman credentials. Okay. I'm mixed. Come from a mixed relationship in 1970, which was faux pas and mostly illegal. Let's see. I was adopted. I got that when I'm poor, and technically I'm uneducated, although I read and find things out for myself. So I tend to disagree. I am an educated person. I've educated myself. So that's what I've been doing. I'm getting ready to go on an adventure because life is, whatever you want to do. One of the benefits to not living in the wealth that probably people would assume that I live in or think that I live in for whatever reason, which isn't really realistic anyway, but they do think that, No, I have a simple life, and I just go where I want to go, and I don't worry too much about trying to fit into something I don't fit into. And then I try to work that bottom position to the best of my ability, which means that I can pretty much talk to and go and be around who I want to, from the bottom to the top. I can relate. That's part of the gift of maybe all the struggle of being so hated and making me strong. So I'm going to move on to a new location within the next few months. You guys should be seeing a posting from me from somewhere. I have some surprises coming up, and they're such surprises that they're going to be a surprise to myself. But I do plan on going someplace to a country where same-sex marriage is recognized in their constitutional law. More on that later. But I've waited a long time to leave California, waiting for this to play itself out. Where we're standing right now, I want to give a shout out to Mandy List, our classmate. She's out here in the struggle for the people, fighting for gay rights, and she's fighting for people who don't even necessarily share the same, desires as her, but she just recognizes freedom is freedom. We need all the people who feel the same way to take our country back. We are to not live in a technical dictatorship. That is an imaginary construct. It does not exist. They have no power. And it's a very weak position to be played. So if you see anybody trying to put you in a technical bondage, in high-tech bondage, they're weak and dangerous. So that's just my thought on that. And more to be continued. It's not really for me to say. I just could comment on it when it comes down the pike. It's going to be a while now before we find out about exactly where we stand with the whole California question. But I just want you guys to realize, you grew up with somebody like me and it never hurt anybody, and it actually, as you probably look back, you might have actually had some fun times with me. So we need to move on to not persecuting people all the way across the country. It has to spread from California across. But whatever, it's just the way it is. Just pretending like somebody is, the gay people who don't have the right to do what they want to do, that's imaginary. It doesn't exist. It's powerless. You can't tell another man what to do with himself behind a closed door with him, and you just can't. It's ridiculous. So time to grow up. And I'll see you guys later. I'm coming to the 25th year reunion. Couldn't be at the 20-year reunion. I'll be there in 5 years. And we could talk.